is one of Japan's most important ancient religions, tracing back to around 500 BCE. The Japanese did not have the perception of the anthropomorphic deities, but they experienced the presence of spirit in nature and its phenomena. Wind, forests, rain, lightning, and also animals were thought to be charged with spiritual power, whose worldly manifestations were worshipped as kami, which considers a divine being in Shinto religion. Thus, all the nature resources had led to the settlement of the Shinto religion. Especially the mountains and forests, were they able to practice their rituals and rites in quiet environment. The quiet environment in the mountains and forests in Japan has helped the Shinto religion in its settlement. In addition to quietness in the mountains, they had all the sources of food and water that they wanted in the forests, which enabled them to survive. This has contributed to the religion's beliefs in many ways. The village council meetings were held in quiet spots in the mountains or in forests near large trees or other natural objects. Then these mountains and forests became the sacred places, and they gradually evolved into today's shrines, whose origins can be still seen in the Japanese words for mountain and forest, which can also mean shrine. In the beginning there was nothing but a great cloud. Heaven and earth were mixed together in it. As time went by, the great clouds separated into two parts, forming the lighter clouds became heaven, and the heavier parts became an ocean of muddy water. In between the two new realms, heaven and earth, a great flower began to grow. And from that plant sprouted Kainata Katachi, the first god of all creation. Kainata Katachi created two other gods to inhabit a lower realm. One was named Izanagi, which means male who invites. The other was called Izanami, or female who invites. The two gods then stood on the Amano Yukihesha, the floated bridge of heaven, and Izanagi threw his spear into the vast ocean. The distribution created by the weapon created a giant island. After they created the giant island, Izanami chased Izanagi around, and she said, "What a good male I have found." Then they made love, and she gave birth to the trees, the mountains, the waterfalls, the birds, and finally the wind. Next, Izanami gave birth to the god of ill omens, wind god, storm god, Susanoo. Later, Izanami gave birth to the fire god, burning herself and making her ill, so she left to the land of the dead over the objections of Izanagi. Religions of ancient origin in East Asia, derived from the original religion of their area, played major roles in everyday life, not just for special occasions. A variety of religious activities that affected the people include fertility cults of early farmers and herders, human and other types of sacrifices, continual warfare, practices attempted by hunters and gatherers that controlled the forces of nature. The Shinto religion bases on the relationships between the man and female, such as the great relationships between Izanagi and Izanami. The love between them has led to the creation of the giant islands, which continued to create the ancient Japan. The story bases on the life over death, light over darkness, separation of the pure and impure. Principal beliefs in Shinto is all about worshipping and glorifying their god and goddesses that are called kami. Kami means anything that is above, high, special, unusual, or hopeful. Kami relate to many certain places, persons, or natural. In Japan, the believers that believe in Shinto has or had a special place in their household called kami shelf or shrine for its household kami. The first essential element is purification, which involves water. People must wash hands and mouth before entering. It's a sign of cleansing and renewal. The second essential element is offering money and food for the kami. Community celebrations involve music, dancing, ritual reenactment of planting, harvest and history. The kami brought into the presence of the daily life of the community and individual citizens as Shinto celebrations take place. The idea of karma is alive and, as a spirits and souls, central to Shinto or kami. It's understood every human being contains one within. This is what lives on when the individual passes away. Shinto followers place little importance on death and what happens after it. Death means that kami is hiding in the unseen world. What happens during life, however, can cause pollution and to stick to a person's karma. To stay close to your people as a family spirit, you must complete your responsibilities on earth. If a person pays respect to their ancestors, they have done all they can to work their karma. Afterlife includes that who die with regrets or unfinished business become earthbound spirits and requires a ritual to help them cross over. The deities are named kami, which is the main point in the principal beliefs of Shinto. Shintoism has many religious deities which each have contrastive principles and responsibilities. Shining over heaven. She is the most important deity that include all of the kami and is considered the most powerful kami of all. Amaterasu is the protector of all the people, and the mother of all creation. It is supposed she invented the art of weaving, created rice fields, grew wheat and bred silkworms, all of which were cherished events in the ancient days of the religion. All deities and all empowers are believed to have descended from her, and all follow under her wing. In order to sacrifice her, she has special rituals. Amaterasu's spirit lives in the Isa Shrine, on the island of Honshu in Japan. He uses the Kusanagi no Tsurugi, the famous sword that could gather the clouds in heaven, as her weapon. As the goddess of the sun, she wears mostly white and bright clothing and armor. Shinto rituals are usually seen in most of the Japanese festivals. The most common rituals in Shinto is purification, which involve purifying oneself before interacting with the kami. It's done with water, include washing, rinsing or bathing, and it's done by the priest. Other common rituals include the prayers and making food and drink for the kami. Other rituals that are also important are visiting shrines. Shrines are natural places which are sacred in Shinto religion. Shrines that are beautifully carved out of woods are built in special spaces of pilgrimage and worship, which include mountains, forests, caves and rocks. Shinto rituals are often one section of a type of a massive festival called Matsuri, which is the central kind of celebration in Shinto. Most important Shinto rites and festivals are forms celebrating the New Year, childbirth and wedding. Shinto shrines holds usual festivals to commemorate important dates related to the shrine and to pray for a wide range of blessings. Miyamri ceremonies happens 1 month after birth. Parents take the child to a shrine to express appreciation and ask shrine priests to pray for their baby's good health and happiness. Wedding rituals. The priest of the shrine has ideal control over the wedding's rituals and reciting prayers. Coming of age took place on the second Monday in January each year, when youth people who have turned 20 go shrine for this ceremony. Burying the dead includes at least 20 steps. 4 of these steps are mainly interesting. Kichu Fuda is a single-day period of great mourning. The Shinto priest makes the rituals of chanting, singing and praying during the Kichu Fuda period. Many other steps also happen that day, including Kodan, which is giving monetary gifts to the deceased family to help them pay funeral expenses. Kotsuage is the process of gathering the deceased's ashes. Not all of the ashes are buried. At the Bunkotsu step, some of the ashes are given to family members to place in their home shrines. relationships of the society, beliefs and practices of the religion remain controlled. Shintoism is the religious belief and practice of Japan. It began around 500 BC, though there is no founding date or scriptures, in order to tell between the indigenous people of Japan from other cultures and Japanese. Shinto tolerates the society to hold a positive view on the world, and causes followers to give necessary human rights to everyone as they believe man is Kami's child. The practices of Shinto society participate in consists of shrines held for the kami in private regions such as homes. They also participate in different festivals held annually, including the Spring Festival. One of the most significant parts of the Shinto religion is the expression of loyalty to superiors, those being ancestors, family, the country of Japan and Shinto itself. Shinto is experienced through expressed simplicity of life. Their mind is open to experience the life and enjoy the spirit of life in every day. Finally, it's about peace within the world and about individual journey of self-discovery and potential.